Hi, you're tuned into Hot Mics. I'm Akil Evans.
And then Mike Russo.
So how are you doing,
I'm
Mike?
good. It's just been crazy working through all these documents.
Right? It's been unbelievable.
Yeah, right. But not just the volume of everything, but the systematic legal erasure of this professor. It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, exactly. So to our listeners, when we first aired this story, we decided that it is so unbelievable.
Yeah. Like
it
seriously,
needs its own podcast.
Yeah. And the reception was just as incredible.
Yeah. So we couldn't believe it. Like people reaching out and stuff. So we're just making this short little mini episode. This is kind of our holy crap, we hit a nerve kind of episode.
Yeah, between YouTube, Spotify, and the emails we received, we were swamped.
Yeah. We heard from everywhere, including some unsettling familiar stories out of South Africa.
Yeah. So that's why Micah isn't here today. We're just doing this quick episode spontaneously just to react to just some of the comments and the emails.
And to let everyone know that we're scheduling a personal one-on-one interview with our professor herself.
Yeah, that's going to be something you don't want to miss. But in the meantime, we'll start posting every Tuesday.
Yeah, unless the wildfires forces us to evacuate.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be as bad as the last one. We're based in California. Between earthquakes and wildfires.
We'll make it work. Don't worry. Every Tuesday. So today is just us. Mike is not here. But we just had to jump in and say thank you to everyone who shared, commented, and basically made us realize this thing is way bigger than we thought.
And something I didn't realize, reading through the comments and emails, is how tightly Namibia and South Africa are linked in the minds of the people.
Yeah, it's like everyone in Southern Africa woke up one morning and went like, wait, what just happened?
And it's not just our veil. I think this is something that's been growing in people's minds a long time.
There's great comment from 906H24, where he...
Or she.
Okay, yeah, or she. I don't know what your name is, but 906. First, they blast Namibia. And I quote, "Namibia is a military police state. It is not a democracy." But then later on, how beautiful the landscape is, and that Namibia is still relatively untouched by the crime in South Africa.
That's the thing. You get this brochure version of a country, and on a quick tour, it might look fine. But corruption and state capture works in the shadows.
Exactly.
It's not like they put up a billboard saying, well, we declared someone non-human and took their property.
We don't criticize because we don't care. If that was the case, if we felt indifferent, we just ignore it. We criticize because we do care. A country isn't its government.
It's a people.
And like 906, whatever your name is, said that Namibia, this country, that beauty was there long before humans ever set foot there.
Which is exactly why we make noise. If you stay quiet, this type of stuff spreads.
Just by the way, thanks for the tip about the Namibian sun and salt water. If I ever visit, I'll keep that in mind. But then there's this other comment from someone called Gerard says something similar happened to him.
Wait, like to where professor?
Yeah. He wrote, "I'm persona non grata in the racist country of my birth, Namibia."
Oh, wow. I hear you, ma'am. I hear you.
Yeah, but the way he phrases it, the country of my birth, you can tell that there's still love there, but also deep frustration with the state. Then you start asking why.
Right. But, trying to make sense of it.
Exactly. And the obvious thread when it comes to Africa is race. As long as this SWAPO party keeps marginalizing or erasing people, they're the ones keeping the race card alive.
Precisely. They keep it alive. I agree with that. But I love this comment. Apparently, Namibia is seeking reparations from Germany.
What?
And Edwan, it's not a name, it's a handle. It's a YouTube handle. Edwan says Germany should stop signing reparations agreements with Namibia. And then wrote something in German that I had to use Google Translate for.
Right. I saw that one. The Namibian government is erasing people when they don't sing to their tune. Then wants reparations from Germany. It doesn't make sense. You can't play the blaming game and come to the table with unclean hands.
Funny you should mention that. That's actually a legal maxim, the unclean hands doctrine. And you're absolutely right. They do these things in the shadows, so the outside world doesn't see, because they want to take the moral high ground, while they're just as guilty, more guilty, given that it's 2025 and not 1890 anymore. They should know better.
The people of Namibia deserve better.
Yeah. No, exactly.
But to get back to our professor,
who we're going to have a personal one-on-one interview with.
Yeah. That's
very, very
totally
soon.
In the works. We're just figuring out schedules because we're in 2 different time zones, and it's like 9 hours difference.
Yeah. But it's coming real soon.
Anyway, we promised in the comments. We promised to show some source material that the professor sent to us, and like I said in the last episode, it's thousands of pages.
Look, Michaela is not making this up. It is huge. It is literally thousands of pages.
And especially in court documents, certain sensitive information, like the professor's phone number and her address and social security number.
ID number.
What?
That's what they have there. They have IE
so like
identification numbers.
Our U.S. listeners, that's equivalent to your social security number.
That's stuff that we're not going to put on the web. For
but
obvious
if you're
reasons.
Listening on Spotify, you can check out the video on YouTube where we'll show the documents as we're discussing them. Eventually, I'll upload like a stack of redacted documents for everyone to see. But like I said, I have to make sure that that's
that's
I don't accidentally
totally,
put sensitive information online.
That is understandable. But to be honest, our professor, probably the last person who you want to steal her identity. She's declared deceased and redundant and non-human by the state. So if you're thinking about stealing her identity,
true. But she doesn't want phone calls in the middle of the night from some random troll.
Who does?
So but this first document.
Wait. Sorry, Michaela.
No. Go ahead.
Before we dive in, I just want to throw something out there. An observation.
Sure.
Going through these comments and emails,
yeah,
I noticed a through line.
Okay, I'm listening.
Especially from Namibians and South Africans. And it's that I'm not dissing here, okay? I'm totally, if this is just an observation,
totally.
I'm not dissing anybody. Our US listeners immediately locked on into the injustice. The idea that a government can declare somebody redundant and erase them, boom, straight to the expropriation without compensation thing. But Namibians and South Africans, first thing they want to know is, who is this professor? Now, who is she? The injustice part comes later.
Oh, yeah. I saw that too. And that's kind of ironic because you'd expect us to be the ones that say, who's that?
Right.
Should I know this person?
But because deeper, it's like they want to know if she's part of our tribe or their tribe. And I don't name tribe as in the literal sense.
Like a clique, a group.
Exactly. First, they decide if she's one of us or one of them. And then they decide if it's injustice, deserved, or just total bullshit. I always thought Americans were divided. Just look at our last elections. But over here, we still got that baseline. It doesn't matter who's in the Oval Office. We're all still Americans.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. But don't you think that that's exactly what the government is cultivating? Division as a political tool. Because honestly, we can't deny that this SWAPO party and from Namibia and the ANC from South Africa are still in power because of a legacy vote. Minorities get ignored. And when you've been beaten down enough, your reaction becomes,
yeah.
Do I care?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do I know this person?
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
So move on.
Yeah, that's how you silence people. Get them to do it themselves.
You kind of play the straw man technique by getting people to talk about other stuff, focus on stuff like race, different groups of people, and forget that there's this problem.
It's like George
sitting
Orwell's
at the top.
Animal Farm. Everybody's worried about what's going on with Windbill, but they forget about Snowball sitting in the house.
Yeah, exactly. This is I always read. I love Orwell. I love Animal Farm, and I love 1984, and I always see Orwell as not writing about the past, but as a warning to the future.
Warning us what can happen when you allow Snowball in the house.
But yeah. Before we get into serious social political vibes here, let's get back to our professor.
Yeah, totally. That's why we need Micah here. He keeps the vibes right.
It feels weird without him here. But okay. Get this. So you remember I said the university couldn't fire her in our first episode. If you haven't watched the episode, check out the links and watch that episode first. Otherwise, this is not going to make sense to you. So you remember I said the university couldn't fire her and declared her redundant instead. Not the position she held.
Yeah,
but her as a person.
And they put her through probate as if she was dead.
Yeah. But when I first looked at it, it seemed like a linear chronology.
Okay.
It isn't.
What do you mean?
They've been planning this thing. Remember, the professor she was officially declared redundant in 2013. But they've been planning this thing for a while, at least a year before it went down. Look at this thing. So this is a letter dated February the 4th, 2013. When this Mr. De Beer started threatening our professor with redundancy, our professor went straight to the top. This shows a meeting she held with the president of the Republic of Namibia. Now it's 2013. So it was President Pohamba.
Yeah.
Okay, so it reads, Dear Professor Thurion, request for urgent appointment. Now, let's emphasize that. urgent.
Urgent.
This thing is imminent. I have the pleasure to inform you that your appointment with His Excellency the President has been granted and is set for Wednesday, 20 February 2013 at 11 at State House.
State House, and that's like the equivalent of the White House.
Yeah, that's Namibia's White House. So our professor goes to see the highest authority of the country, who also happens to be the chancellor of this university.
I mean, they're weaving their positions everywhere. He's the president of the country and also the chancellor of a state-owned university.
Yeah, and we'll totally ask our professor to tell us all about that meeting herself.
Man, I can't wait for that interview. It's like she's setting up road barriers for this state. Going to the president. There's no way they can claim plausible deniability.
Right. She's real smart.
She's
real
playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers.
She tells the president exactly what's going on. She spills the beans about the corruption at the university, the embezzlement, everything.
Right. Then what happened?
Nothing. Nada. Nothing our professor could do at that point in 2013 would change what they had already decided. And this is the thing. That's why I said it's not a linear chronology. They knew this president. He was sitting in a meeting with our professor, and he already knew this President Pohamba already knew they were systematically erasing her. Get this. This is an official correspondence between the Republic of Namibia and the Swiss Confederation. It's dated 30 August 2012.
Oh, 2012. That's 1 year before our professor went to see the president.
Yeah. Now Namibia is clearly going begging for money or resources or whatever from Europe.
We want independence, but you kind of owe us like child support.
Yes, exactly. It's like child support. So on page 3, you can see the list of positions they claim to be vacant.
So, sir, they're unable to fill these positions.
Here it says, please find the needs of the School of Medicine hereunder. And look right here. Psychiatry, Professor 1. When required? 2013. Remember, this document is in 2012. So they're anticipating a vacancy for 2013, and this position is already filled by our professor since 2009.
Holy shit.
They're preempting this.
This president sat there in 2013 and listened to our professor, knowing that he already sent an envoy to the Swiss in 2012, pretending like the professor didn't exist.
This goes straight to the top. That's systematic erasure, and it's done in the shadows. The state is creating a paper trail to rewrite a professor's history. Remember, she set up this medical school in 2009.
And if there's one thing we know Africa likes to do, and that's rewrite history.
Right. So the next thing. So this Reginald Isaacs wrote her a letter on 9 September 2013, right after her meeting with the president in February of that year. Now look, pay attention at how they pivot. Now they're pivoting. The heading reads, retrenchment.
We were like, what? In 2012, the Republic of Namibia says they have vacant positions. They say that to the Swiss. They say they have vacant position, and now layoffs.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. They're making this stuff up as they go along. They want to disguise this thing, this erasure. They want to disguise this as just a normal layoff. But remember, they've already poured the foundation for completely erasing our professor. Listen to this. The retrenchment.
Erasure.
Yeah.
Erasure.
Yeah. Erasure, but it's disguised, you know?
So you can see how they're pivoting this.
You'll see why they do this
you
in a
know,
moment.
they've already said, you know, these positions are, her position in particular is vacant in 2012. And now suddenly it's a retrenchment. I mean, come on.
So
come on.
Let's keep going. The retrenchment process followed is in line with Section 34 of the Labor Act, and your reference to repudiation. I mean, she's telling them these things. She's saying you're repudiating.
And then just for anybody listening, repudiation means you're reneging on a contract.
Yeah, totally. So she's saying this letter is referring to her accusations against them. And your reference to repudiation and infringement of the contract of employment, and get this, your rights are specifically disputed.
Oh, man. Oh, that there is the answer from the president. We dispute all your rights.
Yeah. And it's not just her rights in terms of employment. All your rights are specifically disputed. That means, you know, the right to property, freedom of speech, identity, everything.
That's totally the trigger right there. That's the trigger. And they're trying to fake a paper trail to make it look like layoffs and not the systemic erasure
they're making
of a
her
person.
non-human.
I mean, they're writing something.
Since 2012, they've already decided that, because they
advertised her position that she held since 2009 as if it's, you know, a labor dispute.
Exactly.
And not a human rights
look at
violation.
this letter from Mr. De Beer, dated 14 September of the same year, right after this letter from this Reginald Isaacs.
Oh man, wait. If this president is Sauron, then this Isaacs is pretty much the mouth of Sauron.
Have a look at this letter. And I redacted all of the sensitive information here. But look at paragraph 2. Any allegations that she is employed by the School of Medicine is without substance and not based on law, unless you are able to indicate which law would support such a notion. How she tenders her services at the School of Medicine is not understood.
That's definitely the mouth of Sauron.
Need to be explained.
I mean, but she's got a fucking contract, you moron.
But that's the worst part. That's the worst part. They refuse to give her a copy of her contract. They refuse. It's 2025. They still refuse to give her a copy of her contract of employment. So look at this last paragraph. Due to her demands. Now you have to understand that demand, her demand is to give her a copy of her contract of employment and all the information about her pension and her medical benefits.
All that kind of stuff.
Due to her demands and unwillingness to accept the management authority of her employment, UNAM.
This state.
I mean, come on. UNAM,
you don't accept the authority of the state.
The state.
That's what they're saying. That's pretty much what they're saying. But that's exactly what they're saying. That's the mouth of Sauron.
Yeah.
That's the mouth of Sauron.
Remember, the president is the chancellor of this university, and it's 100% state-owned and controlled. So, due to her demands,
she's becoming redundant.
And as a result, which is also the option proposed during the discussion of 6 September 2012 with her, the position of Professor, School of Nursing Public Health is offered to her on the conditions set out in the offer of and job description attached.
Okay. Well, now I'm confused. Okay, so they're offering her a different position in nursing?
No. This is a setup. She's not a nurse. She's into like neuropsychiatry, behavioral psychology, developmental
forensic. She's not a nurse.
She's the type of person the FBI would hire. She's squarely in medical research and forensics. So, yeah. This is a
Yeah,
setup.
that's like telling Neil deGrasse Tyson to, you can go polish the museum exhibits.
Yeah, exactly. But here's why I say it's bogus lip service to create a fake paper trail. Look at this last line. If she does accept the offer by 25 September 2012,
2012.
if she does accept it, a retrenchment process will be the only alternative available.
If she does accept it.
Yeah, I am. Come on,
that's criminal. Honestly, this Mr. De Beer, this is complicity. He's saying the state is offering her another position to make it look like a retrenchment. But if she accepts that offer, she'll be retrenched anyway.
Yeah, that's why I say this thing was imminent. There were no matter what she did, the state, the president of the Republic of Namibia, has already in 2012 decided she's going to be erased, and they just
that's like
cleaned up
straight up mafia
paperwork.
talk for take out someone and make it look like an accident.
Yeah, exactly. And it forces our professor into a labor jurisdiction.
Well, it's actually a human rights violation.
So they completely cut her off from any judicial
here
relief.
they're taking away everything she owns. They're taking away her pension, taking away her livelihood. They're threatening her livelihood here.
But they're cutting it off.
That's a human rights violation.
And they've started a paper trail from 2012 to make it look like an accident, look like a labor dispute. It's not a labor dispute. This is a human rights violation. So they're forcing her into a different jurisdiction.
Oh, yeah. I'm seeing this. And if it's labor, you have to go to that state-controlled labor commissioner.
Exactly, Mike. Exactly. That's how Namibia erases a person.
Oh, man. I mean, talk about weaponizing the judicial system. I mean, they saw this thing coming a mile away, and they boxed her into a situation that's inescapable.
Yeah, totally.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg.
This is just like a mini episode, but we've still got a ton of stuff to go through, and this stuff is real. I'm not talking about
no. I mean, of course not.
Low-level
This goes straight
nonsense.
up to the president. I mean, to Sauron himself.
yeah, exactly. I mean, they're rotten to the backbone here, and we got the receipts. It's right here. It's thousands of pages. We'll just have to take it step by step, because I have no idea the reaction would be this loud.
I mean, me neither. And then Namibia has the nerve to ask for reparations from Germany. I mean, come on, pot meat kettle. That's
exactly right. And that's exactly why this story matters. I doubt whether the current Madam President of Namibia mentioned this when she demanded money from Germany. This is real. This is as real as it gets.
Yeah, no shit. It's like hit the reset button on Namibia level corruption.
Yeah, or at least strip away the tourist brochure version of sand dunes and all the beautiful stuff, and shows the rot underneath. And yeah, politics will creep in, but this isn't about left and right. This is about somebody's life.
Yeah, we're not doing this for any other reason than, to shed light on this stuff.
Yeah, we're not asking for donations or buy me a coffee or whatever. We just ask one thing. If you're listening to this, be the professor's voice. You don't have to do anything. Just share these episodes. If you haven't listened to the first episode, please go and listen. We'll leave all the links.
Comment. The only way this government wins is if you stay quiet. Okay, you're allowed to be patriotic. Okay, we're not asking you to pick sides, but if you do nothing, you're helping silencing the professor.
Yeah. Then it's omission. And it reminds me of that quote. The only thing needed for evil to thrive is for good men to do nothing.
Amen. We're not asking you to agree. We're not asking you for money. We're not asking anything. We're asking you to spread the word by simply clicking a like and subscribe or leaving a simple comment. You're giving a person, a living human being, something priceless.
Yeah.
A voice.
Yeah. So yes, we just want to thank everybody for reaching out so far. The stories you've shared with us, some of them have been totally heartbreaking. We'll reply to all of you and maybe feature your stories
with your permission, of course.
Yeah, no. Absolutely. I mean that's why we do this, to give a voice to people who've been silenced, who are too afraid to speak out. I mean, it's not always the fear of the government coming after you. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes it's about public ridicule. You're afraid of what other people might think of you if you say something. But that's why we're here. Tell us, and we'll take those punches for you.
Yeah, for sure. So punch that like and subscribe before Michaela starts getting emotional.
I don't get emotional.
Oh, yeah.
No,
sure.
I just feel. It's never just a story. There's a human soul behind it. So keep those comments and emails coming. I read every one.
Yeah, no, she's not kidding. She really does. So go to hotmicshow.com, and if you're on Spotify, check out the YouTube version to see those documents for yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Michaela.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll be back every Tuesday with more Hot Mics.